Would you want to become so attractive and magnetic that prospects just want to listen to you? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to make sure that people see your passion and authenticity whenever you're prospecting. And this way, they'll listen to you more. You'll be able to bounce back from rejection very quickly and be able to see yourself thriving in your sales prospecting. My name is Iyore. I've trained over 23,000 salespeople across 5 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales. I've been featured on lots of media platforms to talk about successful selling. I participated in a sales competition where I won and I was sent for the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I also had a target to prospect 20 high net worth individuals, and I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. In this video now, and just so you know, I forgot to add, I also at a point worked at an organization where I was able to grow my portfolio by over 100%. So let me show you the secret to selling with authenticity and passion. Ladies and gentlemen, there is something about seeing someone who is passionate about what they do. Have you heard people say things like, just be yourself, be authentic? If you're yourself, if you're authentic, you would find out that you're able to express yourself and deliver at the highest level. Because authenticity sells, passion sells. Now, there is a code to finding your true authenticity. There is a code to finding your true passion. And a lot of times, your authenticity and passion emanates from your heart. There are activities and mind tools or settings you can display to ensure that you find that authenticity and passion. There's a law when it comes to prospecting. Now, this is the Sales Prospecting Masterclass Day 2. Day 1 will be on the live session of this YouTube channel, just in case you haven't watched them, Day 1. One of the key things you can do, because when you look at the laws of being able to prospect effectively, there's what we call the law of purpose. And this law states that understanding that your products can change the world is the key to unlimited sales. So what we're saying is, if you understand how your product is affecting people and changing lives, the ripple effects of your product, it will affect your authenticity and it will affect your passion. There is something about people working towards a goal or towards a cause that's bigger than them. I listened to an interview many years ago it was on Harvard Business Review, about a particular CEO of a company who got his staff to work with him, and while they worked with him, the business had challenges with cash flow. And these guys kept on working with him for almost a year, coming to work every day to work, yet they were not making any money. And when he was interviewed and he was asked, how come these people were still working with you, despite the fact that there was no salary, there was no remuneration? How come? He said one thing that got my attention. Now it's not encouraged, of course. Why should you not? It should be, these principles can be applied and people still get paid, right? But just the principle itself, so that we can see how people were able to still to work with him, despite the fact that they weren't receiving a salary. And the strategy was this, or the principle was this. He said he sold them a cause. What they were working to do, what they were trying to achieve, how they were going to help the world and make the world a better place, was what inspired them to come to the office every day to still do work, despite the fact that they're not being paid. So if purpose can give people an authenticity and a passion to drive a cause, just imagine how it can give you that authenticity and passion to drive your products. And one of the ways to find purpose in what you sell, like I said earlier, what is the ripple effect of your service? If you sell IT solutions, real estate, all these services that help people make more money, for example, are they as important or as powerful as products or services like medical solutions that possibly get rid of cancer, medical solutions that possibly get rid of ailments, terminal diseases? Are they as powerful as that? Can you compare a property an IT solution to that solution that got rid of a terminal disease, can they be compared? Someone says, no, they can't be compared. In reality, they can be compared. And that's when the only way we can compare them is the fact that it's when you look at the ripple effect of that IT solution or that real estate or that product or service. And how do we look at it? If someone is ill of a terminal disease and the person is given a solution, we are pretty much at the end of the ripple. This means we are seeing directly the impact of that drug to the person's life now. However, when you're selling other services or solutions that may not be health-based, you may not see the impacts and the results directly now, but the impact is also there. And it could even be more devastating in terms of if that solution isn't provided. There are cases where an entire family generation, an entire city can wallow in suffering and poverty and difficulty because a particular product or service was not provided. Look at our nation, for example. Just imagine how it was in this country when we were driving cars and there were no air conditioners. How did we survive? Just imagine the difficulty we went through. Imagine what it was in this country when there were no mobile phones. How was it for us when there were no mobile phones? Today, if somebody is going through, if somebody is being robbed, maybe a family member is being robbed, or somebody falls into a ditch, extreme examples, right? Somebody falls into a ditch and the person is stuck and the person doesn't know what to do. You can pick up your phone and place a call and say, hello, oh, sorry, I fell into this place. I'm at this particular area. I need help? And you can call for help. With that technology of the mobile phone that has come into our nation or our city, families have been changed. Businesses have been changed. People who could have been attacked or maybe even killed were saved because they could make a phone call. So I'm just trying to show you that every product you sell, there's a tremendous impact of how it changes lives. Your role now is to use the power of your mind to see beyond the immediate product. If I'm a medical doctor, if I'm treating you now, all I'm seeing is this ailment and I'm treating it right away. I'm not necessarily seeing the ripple effect because the problem is already right in front. But if I'm selling property to a person, all I'm seeing here with my physical eyes is the fact that this guy wants a property to live in or he wants an investment. But you must use the unseen eye, let me call it your spiritual eyes, to see beyond what you can see with the physical eyes and realize that when this purchase happens, it could be that tomorrow there could be a tremendous crisis in this man's life. And the only reason why he will bounce back is because of this particular property that he has invested in. I always share this particular story, which I'll share with you again, about one of our clients. He was a high net worth individual who we were doing business with many years ago. And in his office, there was a particular guy who was always coming to sell land to his colleagues. So every time the guy would come, Jerry, he says, oh, this is the landed documents. We sell land in a certain area. This was so long time ago. Today, a lot of people are into real estate, but then it wasn't even a popular thing. And he kept on saying, we don't need, a lot of people were pushing back, but this guy kept on coming. And eventually, over time, with a payment plan, a lot of them accepted. And at the end of the month, when their salaries are paid, he comes around the offices and is collecting their deposits for the property or their investments. So he did this for a while, maybe going to 2 to 3 years. And a lot of them started having properties, landed properties, documents, and all those other necessary things. One day, this company, a shipping company, they get to their office. They try to log into their computer, and none of them can log in anymore. They had short operations in Nigeria. Therefore, they had all lost their jobs. A lot of them were in tears immediately. Then some of them remembered, where is Jerry? They got him on the phone. He got into the office and he came with a file with all their landed documents and started sharing around. This client, who I was doing business with then, he said to me, he said, do you know that he bought some of those properties? And that was how he was able to sell that land and bounce back and be able to get his family, keep his family on track, start up other businesses, and he is still very wealthy today. So we don't want people, there is nothing as annoying or as painful as going to a house and you see a certain type of furniture, which was a reigning furniture 10 years ago. You could tell that this person had made a lot of money, maybe 15, 20 years ago. Or you see cars parked outside, and these were the latest cars many years ago. But what happened? A crisis came. But maybe the right product or service had not come into this person's life. So that product or service could not deliver and protect this person from the challenges that had arisen in that period of his life. So my point in this, ladies and gentlemen, when you sell, make sure that you look at the ripple effects of this sale and understand that you're changing lives. I remember I met a lady. I just come out from prospecting, and I decided to go through a market before I get to the office. When I passed through that market, I was just thinking, who can I talk to here? Let me just do some prospecting. Prospecting, you're searching everywhere for where the opportunity is. Let me just do some prospecting. And I see a lady. I walk up to her. When I walk up to her, I said to her, I introduced myself, tell her about our products, our services. And she says, thank you so much. I actually got a loan from your organization, and this is what has helped me to establish my shop and all I do. So we got to talk. We built some rapport because we're from the same states, and we kind of became friends. So one day she calls me and she says, Iyore, I'm sending my daughters to your office. I want them to do some transactions with you. When I see, now remember, this lady was selling fabric in the market. When I saw her daughters walking, and I started talking with them. When I saw the kind of phones they had, how they were living, they were schooling abroad, the kind of life they were living, I couldn't really match the fabric business and how well her kids were doing. And all I could think about was the fact that, wow, we're changing lives. Could it be that loan we gave her was enough to move her business to a whole new level, and enough for her to be able to send her kids to those lovely schools and bring them up in that kind of lifestyle so that they can have good relationships, great opportunities? Could that have been how that loan transformed to that family? If not, maybe those girls would not have ended up the way they ended up. Well-spoken, well-brought up, well-schooled. Who knows? My point in this, ladies and gentlemen, when you sell, see beyond the immediate service. Find purpose in what you sell. And you find out that the moment you are engaging a prospect, that passion and that authenticity would reflect in you. And I'll tell you why. In communication, 7% is what you say. What you say is just 7%. Your tone of voice, how you say it, is 38%. And your body language is 55%, ladies and gentlemen. And your tone of voice and your body language is a reflection of your feelings and your attitude. So this means your heart, how you feel about what you're selling. Is it just a job, or are you on a mission? If you see it as a mission and not just a job, it will find expression through your body. The moment you walk up to that prospect, the prospects will know that this guy is different. They will feel the energy. They will feel your vibe. And they will say, wow, I want to do business with you. I remember we went in for a meeting with the prospects. And this was in the market, right? We went for a street storm prospecting. While we were talking to a particular lady, we were talking to her. See, I was so passionate about what I was doing. When I walked then, I remember some of my colleagues, some of my senior colleagues, they would tell me, guy, calm down. It's not your father's business. Calm down. You are taking this into personal. Because I took it really personal. So I was in the office I was sitting in this lady's shop, and we were talking to her about her business. And my colleague would talk. After a while, he would want me to say some things, and I would chip in and I would engage. And I would talk, when we're done, do you know what the lady said to me? She said, I want you to be my account officer. I want you to manage my business for me. Because she could feel this passion that I had. And that's why I'm telling her, this thing works. I sell sales training solutions today. When I go and I preach and I talk to clients, they would always tell me, you're so passionate about what you do. I love it. And that's what gets me attracted, and I want to do business with you. But why am I passionate? Because I see the connection between you being able to sell and how your kids' future will be like. I see the connection between you being able to sell and how happy you'll be and how fulfilled you'll be. I see the connection with you being able to sell and being able to live long because you have enough money to pay for the bills if you're sick. So ladies and gentlemen, I also want to let you know that I appreciate you for joining this video today. And I want you to put this thing to work so that you can sell with authenticity and passion. From time to time, think about how your product is changing lives. Think about the possible ripple effects of how things are being of how people's lives are being transformed, and use this to your advantage to sell with authenticity and passion. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Remember to like, remember to share this video with others. I'd love to hear from you if you have any comments, if you have any questions, so that I can take your questions. If you want to ask questions, maybe around videos you want us to create for you, I would love to do that, because we do videos every day so that we can really help you make sure that you win and you excel in your profession. Please watch this next video because it will also be a great blessing to you. Thanks so much for watching.